Okay, good morning. Last session we have seen about the DOS attack. What is denial of service attack? Definitions and so which one is going to be affected with the DOS attacks? How the DOS attacks made to denial of services that will be used by the targeted user. So after knowing the understanding what is the basic overview of DOS attack, let us understand the few of the symptoms of DOS attacks. So if you are browsing your browsers, sometimes might be you are feeling that browser is taking little more time than usual time. So unusually slow network performance, sometimes opening file or accessing website. If you feel that obviously the lot of traffic is moving behind your background scene. So I can't say it's a symptom. It is not attack. It is a symptom of the high traffic. Unavailability of a particular website, even though it is genuine, like suppose bmsid.ac.in, if you are able to open that, that's fine, it's working fine. If that site is not opening, still it is up and running and deployed, but it is not opening. There are several other reasons are there for not opening the website. That is different. Maybe the URL may be moved to the new location, or server may be down. Several other reasons. I'm not talking about that. In case of a availability, since the lot of bandwidth was consumed by the different set of packets, in such cases, there is a possibility of delay in the services. In that case, website may not going to be loaded. Similarly, inability to access any website. Inability to access any website means a lot of bandwidth is consumed by the unwanted traffic. Then, as an intended user, you are unable to locate a specific website you are searching for. Then, dramatic increase in the number of spam emails received. So, spam emails continuously you are receiving, dramatically it increases. These are some of the symptoms of DOS attack. Okay. Usually what DOS attack does do. Goal of DOS is not to gain unauthorized access to the systems or data, but to prevent intended users of a service from using it. The goal is just exactly opposite to the unauthorized access. Still you are disturbing the target or the victim to refrain from the network use. So activity done by DOS is flood a network with traffic, unwanted traffic. You see in so especially if regular traffic time, unwanted means everyone carrying the the motorbikes. If it is need is there, that's fine. But lots of public transport available. Still the people you started using the mobiles. So unwantedly the traffic is going to be jammed. In the same fashion, the DOS attacks is happening means the meaning is that there is a traffic flood. Okay. Disrupt connection between two systems. This logical connection, not physical. So the connection between two systems is going to be disturbed. Prevent a particular individual from accessing service, then disrupt service to a specific system or person. Either attack may happen over the internet for a person or a group of system. If it is DOS attack, individual system or the person. If it is DDoS attack, it's a group of people is going to be affected. Classification of DOS attack. So the one is bandwidth attack, second one is logic attack, protocol attacks, unintentional DOS attacks. So bandwidth attacks, network consumption of all the bandwidth which was dedicated to access the sites. So logic attack, exploit vulnerabilities in a network software such as web server or TCP/IP stack. Do you remember TCP/IP stack? Which are the layers? Can you tell? Do you remember, recall TCP/IP attack? Please open up yourself.
It's IP spoofing.
TCP/IP. Which is the bottom layer?
Network layer, internet layer, and the application layer.
Bottom layer?
Physical layer, sir.
Physical layer. Next layer?
The data link layer.
Data link
Or
layer. Next layer?
transport layer.
Transport layer. Next?
Application layer.
Network layer. Next? Session
network
layer. Next? Application layer.
So in TCP/IP there are only 5 layers, sir.
5 layers. So session and application is merged together.
Yes, sir.
So in TCP/IP, TCP protocol is used in which layer?
TCP protocol transport layer.
Transport layer and combined with the network. Is it done? So if
Yes,
any vulnerability is going
Network,
to find
it's
in
a
the
network layer, TCP/IP.
Yeah. So if any vulnerabilities it is going to find in the TCP/IP, then exploitation happens. That's also termed to be as a logical attack. Then protocol attacks. Exploit specific feature. You can explore more about reverse TCP. You can explore more about reverse TCP. So through reverse TCP sink flooding, through sink flooding, it is able to gain the access of the system or deny the service of a targeted system. You are exploiting the protocol. Okay. Exploit specific feature or implementation of bug of some protocol installed at victim system. to consume excess amount of resources. Then unintentional DOS attack. So unnecessarily, there is a verb. If you don't have a work or job to do to carry out, the person is going to do something nonsense. So similarly, the people who simply keep on flooding the networks by sending unnecessary content over the network. They don't have intentions, but they are keep on doing. Sometimes kiddies, if they are learning how attack happens of DOS, usually they are flooding with traffic, right? These are the classification of DOS attack: bandwidth attacks, logic attack, protocol attacks, and unintentional DOS attacks. The types or levels of DOS attacks. So flood attack, usually you are using the ping flood. So ping of death attack and sync attack. Flood attack, you are pinging using ping command, you are keep on sending a traffic. For example, ping bmsit.ac.in. We are sending a packets to the target website. This is unwanted, but we are pinging. Okay. Similarly, ping it for google.com. Ping it for nptel.ac.in. There is no website. Ping it for pbas.bmsit.ac.in. Request timed out. Unnecessary pinging. So when you ping, the packet is sent to the website, whether that is up and running or not, to check with that, and how many number of hops it is going to take to reach the website and all. You can see that. See here, packet sent is 4, is received. I think in the networks you learned about how to send a packets using which tool you use there. NS tool, right? Network simulator. You know very well how to generate the packets and sends the packets to the targeted nodes. Is it? This is termed to be as a ping flood or flood attack. This requires the attacker to have faster network connection than the victim. This requires the attacker to have a faster network connection than the victim. Then prevention is difficult. So if you are an attacker, you need to have a high-speed internet to attack. Otherwise, request time is going to be timeout, or the reaching time of the packets to the destination may be dropped out on the way of middle. There is a possibility. So that's why if the speed is high compared to the victim machine, then you will be stuck with the ping flood attack. Then ping of death attack sends oversized ICMP packets. What is ICMP stands for? What it will do?
Internet Control Message Protocol.
What is the protocol usage? Is used by a device like a router to communicate with the source of data packet about transmission issues. If a datagram is not delivered, ICMP might report this back to the host with details to help discern where the transmission went wrong. To send acknowledgements from the destination back to the source. Right? If any something wrong happen, or the hardware failure or software failure, or the packet may be corrupted due to the some unwanted interference of the signals, chances is there, right? So to report back to the source, this IPMP packets are used. So if you send oversized ICMP packets, probably you heard about the windowing, right? In networks. Did you heard about the windowing? I need a response from your end. Windowing, you heard about windowing or not?
Not sure.
What is the use of windowing? What is the use of windowing? Please recall, because recently you have finished the first semester and learned the computer networks. Probably sir was discussed while discussing TCP protocol, right? Windowing, shadowing, windowing, all those things discussed, right? It's the process of taking a small subset of a larger data set for processing and analysis. So if the packets are flooded with oversized ICMP, it is not able to fit in the window size. Then buffer overflow attack will happen. Right. So memory size is 10 bytes. If you are flooded with the 100 bytes of packet size, larger packet size, then there is a technology chunk. They are creating a chunk of the packets, right? 10 according to that should be going to fit in the window size. Still it exceeded the window size, then there is a ping of death attack happens. Once the memory is unable to handle the request, buffer overflow attack will happen. From that, the service is not going to active. Then the victim system is going to hang. Receiving this packet will crash, freeze or reboot the system. When system is unable to handle when it is going to hang, then you are going to manually restarting, or system may restart that itself, depending on how you are setting the restart option. Our system, you are going to get the blue screen, memory error. Our system is going to crash, unable to handle the further request. This kind of attack is termed to be as a ping of death attack. Sync attack, that is, it is termed to be a sync flooding. We'll have with one image for that. Sync flooding. Sync attack. Synchronization attack. This one. Yes, this one. So this kind of attack is such that sender is requesting for the server is going to send acknowledgement back to the sender, and sender was again going to handshake with the server to complete the connection between the sender and the server. Whereas sync flooding attack happens, it's one-way communication. It's a one-way communication. So sender sends a communication, destination will not send a response to the sender. That is, it happens to be a attack. So here there is a good example. Image is here. Bot is there. Either a single or multiple system installed at the one end to flood. These system are the bot which uses the fake IP address. That is spoofed IP address. When it is spoofed, it is sending the IP is not exist at all in this world, means network world. So bot is going to use such IP to send a packet to the target. To establish a communication between the bot and the target has to respond by sending the acknowledgement to the bot. So the target is started sending acknowledgement, but bot is not reachable. Bot is not reachable because it uses fake ID. Then the resource of the target machine is going to be wasted in this case. Is it clear? The target of the resource of the target machine is going to be wasted because of that reason. I hope I made you understand. That is sync attack, TCP sync attack, flooding or attack. These are the different types of levels of DOS attack. Flood attack, keep on sending a packet, large number of packets to the target machine. That target machine is unable to handle all the request packet coming from the source. So in that case, all the packets is going on queue. When queue size is increased and the target machine processing power is less, then it is going to flood in the network. When it is going to flood in the network, if any genuine user is trying to access the target machine, he is not able to access because he has to wait for longer period of time till that target system has to process the previously received packets. There are a lot of technologies are there. If such case happens, all the packets depending on the timeline, most of the packet is going to be dropped. Technology will be there to handle the DOS attacks. Okay. So ping of death is large, oversized, which is beyond the window size. If you are sending packet, in such case also crash or the freeze or the reboot of system happens. In sync attack, it won't complete the request response scenario, sync and acknowledgement scenario of sender and the receiver. So there is also a tools are available to avoid these kind of attacks. Okay. Any question in this? Fine. Teardrop attack. So one more attack type is teardrop attack. What is the meaning of tear? Teardrop attack is where fragmented packets are forged to overlap each other when the receiving host tries to reassemble them. Means that someone is building the house. Suppose let us take the example of construction of house. The workers is going to build the basement of the house. So the other destroying person is going to destroy that house. Then how the house is going to be get completed if it is the scenario? In the same case, so whatever the packets is coming from sender, in different way, different path of network, the packets are moving, but at the receiver end, all the packets are realigned and receiving as like the sender sent, right? So if any fragmented packets, means suppose if the packet size is 2 MB, so it might be chunked of 20 kilobytes, 20 bytes of one packet, it is fragmented. So 2 MB means how many bytes? 2048 bytes. So 20 bytes of each packet is fragmented. If 20 bytes of those packets are receiving at the host try to reassemble, in that case keep on overlapping the forged packets. Means additional fake packets are going to be inserted in between, not allowing the receiver machine to do the proper assembling of them. That is termed to be as a teardrop attack. So IP's packet fragmentation algorithm is used to send corrupted packets to confuse the victim and may hang the system. So to make the confusion of the receiver system, this IP's packet fragmenting algorithm is used. For what? To send the corrupted, non-intended packets. So in that case, means you are disturbing the receiver system to do the reassembling of the packet sent by the source. So it may leads to the denial of service. So in these Windows 3.1x.95, that is Windows 95 and NT systems, Linux versions of 2.0.32 version to the 2.1.63 are vulnerable to this attack. Think if still today someone uses these operating system in their system to run their business, till today also now you can go for denial of service attack. How you come to know which system which uses? Using Nmap tool. Using Nmap network mapper tool, you are going to gather the information which are the systems are up and running, so which the victim system you targeted, which operating system it is running, what is the version, everything you can get obtained from the tool called as Nmap network mapper tool. We'll have a demonstration if it little later. Okay, probably end of this discussion of DOS attack. There is another type of attack. It is termed to be as a Smurf attack. It generating significant computer network traffic on victim network using floods via spoofed broadcast ping message. So spoofed. So here, when I use the command prompt, it is not spoof message. Why? Because my IP is visible. If they scan, who are all scan my website, but on particular day, they are able to trace me. This person has pinged and obtained the information so and so time. This is, it comes from a single machine. I generated traffic from my one single laptop. If you are generating the packets using broadcast, but that broadcast also they are hiding the ID of that broadcast by sending a fake ID, they are going to flood your entire network or the targeted machine. So attack consists of a host sending ICMP echo request to network broadcast ping address. So attacker sending a ICMP packet from a spoofed IP address and pinging to the broadcast. Suppose the broadcast is, so which is the IP number for the broadcast? So default gateway is 192.168.43.1, ping 192.168.43.1. So default gateway from the current laptop is that IP. If you are using the broadcast like ping 255.255.255.255, so please check the name and try again. Okay. Broadcast subnet mask is that. Transmit failed, general failure. Okay. So if any broadcast you are pinging with the spoofed IP, when you go with spoofed IP, broadcast is also sending back the acknowledgement to the spoofed host, but that host is not available. Then you are going to stuck the broadcast to do its original intended job. So this kind of attack is termed to be as a Smurf attack. Every host receive this packet and send back ICMP echo response. So IRC, Internet Relay Chat servers are primarily victim of Smurf attack. So nowadays chat applications are there. Robotic chat application. So it is telling when you enter into that particular website, it is a hi, good morning, how can I help you? If you are never give the input to it has to wait for longer period of time. Then at some point of time, thank you very much. I think you got everything. It is going to be terminate the session. So IaaS Internet Relay Chats servers are the major victim of Smurf attack. Is it clear? So this is another kind of the DOS attack. The one more type of DOS attack is the nuke attack. It's an old DOS attack against computer networks consisting of fragmented or otherwise invalid ICMP packets sent to target. Invalid means that what? Invalid ICMP packet. What it means? Invalid ICMP packets. Invalid ICMP packet. How? What is the total size of that packet? ICMP protocol size, to maximum size of ICMP 20 bytes plus 1 byte plus 1 byte plus 2 bytes plus 4 bytes plus data size. Total how many bytes? 20 to 24, 28 bytes plus data size. If checksum or CRC, if any errors it is going to found, then ICMP packet is a invalid packet. If checksum is not correct, then that packet becomes a invalid. If you are receiving, if the target machine is going to receive that invalid packet, how that is going to be responded for the invalid packet? Either it has to simply ignore or the drop the packets or something else. So it achieved by using a modified ping utility to repeatedly send this corrupt data, thus slowing down the affected computer until it comes to a complete stop. Keep on sending the same invalid ICMP packets to the targeted machine by using the ping method. Keep on trying, continuously trying. Ping like that. Keep on sending the packets. Keep on sending the packets. Corrupted packets. Keep on. Right. So one example of nuke attack is WinNuke, which is exploited the vulnerabilities in the NetBIOS handler in Windows 95. See, in Windows 95 operating system, previously, before existence of NT versions of the Windows, so network was handled with the NetBIOS, basic input output operating system. NetBIOS handle it. So NetBIOS it was having the vulnerability, through that this nuke attack was happening. A string of out of band data was sent to TCP port number is 139 of victim machine, causing it to lock up and display blue screen of death. Blue screen of death is happening because when RAM is going to corrupt or RAM is overloaded with the number of requests, or RAM has insufficient memory to handle the one request. In such case, probably you observed in our lab, second lab, suddenly the blue screen appears onto the monitor. Probably you might observe that's a RAM error. Actually, that is the RAM error. So if you go with such kind of attack, the system is going to completely stop to work for the normal functioning. Okay. Usually nuke attack is an old approach of attack to attack the RAM by sending the invalid and ICMP packets. Some of the tools used to launch DOS attacks, you can note down some of the tools and try for sending the packets flood with, so you can try, but don't attack or destroy the victim machines, just try these tools to ping it. Sometimes some websites are asking whether you are a robot. If you are not a robot, tick the following: car, like mountain, bike, like that. It is you require to identify some of the captcha images to avoid the unwanted generation of traffic to that particular website. They are keeping such kind of the mechanism to avoid the flooding of networks. So JALT 2 attack against window-based machine consuming 100% of CPU time on processing of illegal packets. Completely 100% is going to be impacted with JALT 2 for Windows machine. Till now also it is possible. Nemesis generates random packets of spoofed source IP. So spoofed means hidden, or it's a fake. Fake IP packets are generated randomly, generating with the help of the Nemesis application or the tool. Targa used to run 8 different DOS attack. So what and all we discussed so far, all the attack can be generated with the Targa tool. Crazy Pinger send large packets of ICMP to which kind of attack? ICMP attack. Which is the attack name? What is the name of the attack? Large size, oversized ping of death attack. If you send oversized ICMP packets, ping of death attack, you can generate with the Crazy Pinger. Then some trouble is a one more tool, Remote Flooder and Bomber, developed in Delphi. So it uses the Delphi programming language to flood, to generate the packets for Remote Flooder and Bomber. So Bomber is nothing but here the unwanted packets only again. Okay, these are the some of the tools. Nowadays you can use even Nmap also, to Kali Linux tool also to generate the DOS attacks and all. Okay. Metasploitable tool is available. Backtracking tool is available to do the man in the middle attacks and other set of the attacks. So one more threat is blended. Blended is mix of most of the attacks. It includes both the attacks kind. That is termed as a blended threat. Blended is combination of the virus, worms, and the denial of service. It is a more sophisticated attack that bundles some of the worst aspects of viruses, worms, Trojan horses, and malicious code into one single thread. Then uses server and internet vulnerability to initiate, transmit, and thereafter spread the attack. Then so what and all it is going to cause the effect if you go with blended thread? Obviously both are distracting, inject malicious code also distracting, Trojan also hidden virus, virus worms also replicating themselves over the internet. Viruses also destroys the local system and the capacities. So if you are using one of the as a single thread, you are combining all the threads and creating as a single thread, and you are injecting that single thread over the internet to exploit the vulnerability to initiate, transmit, and you can spread across the network, and you are going to bringing down the entire network scenario. That is to be termed to be as a blended threat. So characteristics is it causes the harm to the infected system or network. Not only infected system, if since that system is connected over the network. That's why be careful while clicking the links, the malicious links on the website, because it may not only being affected to you, whereas it won't. It is going to be affected to the entire network organization. So still the some of the defending very sophisticated defending systems also there, with the help of them they are controlling. Still, if you are very careful of using such kind of the websites or the web links, then you are indirectly adding the security to the organization. Okay, so propagate using multiple methods as attack may come from multiple points, then exploit vulnerabilities. So exploit is nothing but it is a sequence of steps involved to gain the access of the system and to do some malicious into the targeted machine. So serve multiple attacks in one payload. Payload is nothing but it is an additional software piece of the software that payload is going to do some harmful to the target machine. So to use multiple mode of transport, different mode of transport is used. Since internet is not single one, it is connected with the different set of protocols at the several level of the protocol. Different levels are there. Different protocols are used. Someone uses the public internet. Some of the you are using private internet, broadband internet, leased line internet. Some of you are using Wi-Fi internet. Different mode of transportation is there. Even how you are connected with data in the same way, different mode of injections and attacks also will be there using the existing network infrastructure. That is termed to be a blended threat rather than a specific attack on predetermined executable files. It could do multiple malicious acts such as modify your executable files, HTML files, and registry key files. If you are touching upon the registry key files, means Windows is going to be affected. If you are touching upon the HTML files, so SQL injection attacks is possible. If and creating the malicious link using the HTML, it is also just only depending on the executable file. Instead of that, you can attack can be depend on several mode of operations. Also, you can go with HTML attack. You can go with the modifying the registry keys of the Windows. So you are going to destroy the system, etc., and so on. These are all the possible way of attacking can be done by the attackers, including denial of service attack. So, permanent DOS attack. It damages a system so badly that it requires replacement or reinstallation of hardware. See, DOS attack, since system capacity is handling the 100 people at a time. If you go with 1 lakh people at a time, the system may go overheated. The hardware is going to damage, or sometimes the entire software which is installed on top of the hardware to provide the service is going to corrupt. So that is a permanent damage. It is termed to be a permanent damage. There is a chances of both. It is required to reinstall a software, as well as there is a possibility of reinstallation of the hardware also. So pure hardware sabotage. So let us check what is sabotage. Disruption. Sabotage terms to be a damage or disruption. So pure hardware disruption means destroying the hardware. If you go with physical attack, destroying hardware is easy compared to the internet tools. Tools also possible to make it destroyable. So Flashdance is a tool created by Rich Smith, who detected and demonstrated DOS attack. That is, his name is P. Flashdance. P DOS attack is performed. Flashdance attack is performed. Okay. Then we have a time? No. Fine. If any questions, let me ask. By that time, I'll take the attendance. Time is almost up.